Hey guys, it's Marsha and welcome to Really Seriously For Real. Alright, who had a chance to watch Whiskey Cavalier? Anyone? Okay. I was really excited for this show. When I first saw the trailer come out, I'm like, number one, it has Lauren Cohen, and she played Maggie on The Walking Dead. I'm a faithful Walking Dead fan. Again, I was just really excited to see her in this and in not such a depressing role. And I think that's also what drew her to the role as well. It's a comedy show, action, adventure. Obviously, we got some romance that's coming around the way with her co-star here, Scott Foley. Now, Scott Foley, you will know him from Scandal, among other things. What was he? He's in Felicity, right? No, I didn't watch Felicity, but I was a Scandal girl. So again, I'm like, this is perfect. For him to be like an FBI agent, this was like the role that he was born for. A little comedy, lots of sarcasm, suave, debonair. I was amped. I was pretty excited. And I'm setting this up because I don't know how I feel about it now that I've actually watched it. So the first episode is obviously the setup episode. And see, this is the thing. This is how I kind of take TV shows as a whole. If it's a show that I'm interested in, I'm definitely going to catch the first episode. If the first episode is like, meh, you know, not too sure, I make sure that I watch at least the first 3, okay? So if it's not quite like, yeah, I need to commit all my time to this show, if I'm not feeling it out after episode 3, then we don't need to take up any more of my time. I got plenty of other things to do. So, I don't know, the first bit that you kind of see in the show is Scott Foley's character. Okay, so now I need to like, oh yeah, he's Whiskey Cavalier. What's his actual name? Oh, Will Chase. This is the premise. Following an emotional breakup, tough but tender FBI super agent Will Chase, codename Whiskey Cavalier, is assigned to work with CIA operative Frankie Trowbridge, codename Fiery Tribune. Together, they lead an interagency team of flawed, funny, and heroic spies, including Will's best friend, behavioral scientist Susan Sampson, and jittery genius Edgar Stanish, who periodically save the world and each other while navigating the rocky roads of friendship, romance, and office politics. Okay, so now listen. The first bit that I saw here, like, you know, you're first introduced to Will. He's brooding and sad in his room. The drapes are drawn. He's listening to, you know, some sad music. This is definitely the kind of show that just watching the first episode, you're either gonna love it or you're not sure where you're gonna feel. These things are supposed to like shock, like, oh, you didn't see that coming. It's like, well, actually I kind of did. And I did like several minutes ago. I was like, oh, well, they're probably gonna have this guy betray them. Or, oh, this guy is probably gonna be behind it all. Or, oh, mustache twirler, he's up to something. Like, you see this before the show basically even gets started. So that was the first problem. The second problem is I'm not sure if they had a good balance of comedy and action. I'm not sure. I feel like the comedy was a little overdone and forced. I don't know. I wish I had pulled up some examples, because there was one thing that I definitely said to myself. I was like, I'm not going to do a full review on this show. This is just going to be a, you know, what do I think kind of thing, because I'm not sure if I want to waste too much time with it. Ooh, that sounds bad. I feel like they just didn't know how to come up with a good balance, where to plant the jokes, what type of jokes to use, and then also too the whole brooding and sad, like, oh, my fiance dumped me thing. It was so like, I felt like his friend. I'm like, can you just get on with life? I don't know. It didn't feel real. And I know it's not supposed to. I know it's supposed to be like, that's the comedy angle. I don't know, it just felt weak. It felt weak, and it diminished the plot as well, because it felt like more of a nuisance. You know, like, come on, Whiskey Cavalier, can we just get to the mission? So, I don't know. Now, as far as Scott Foley, I mean, yeah, he was doing his thing. I mean, I can't really knock him, but again, I mean, some of the whining that he was doing for the ex, it didn't feel natural in the element of the show. And I know they just didn't have a balance for me. They really didn't have a balance. And then Lauren Cohan, I think she did a great job. Like, there was never a point, because I was worried. I was like, am I gonna look at this and I'm gonna see Maggie? You know, which would work anyway, because Maggie can kick some butt in The Walking Dead. But I was like, is that gonna distract me from her character in this show? It didn't. And I think she did a fair job. I just think that the storyline was a little lopsided. And like I said, some of the jokes were just, I don't know, they were like old school jokes that you've heard 1,000 times. And it was just kind of like, that's the best you got? I don't know. I really wasn't feeling it. But you know, the action sequences, they weren't half bad. Like, they did okay. They did fine. I don't know. This is definitely the show that I'm gonna have to watch a couple more episodes to kind of figure out exactly where I want to go with this show. But since most of the shows, or all of the shows that I watch currently from the season, they're all doing their season finales basically, if they haven't already. So I need stuff to watch. So I'm gonna continue to watch this. I'm gonna give it 3 episodes and then we're gonna see. So we're gonna come back to this. Okay, but definitely let me know, like, did you watch it? Did you like it? Were you finding some of the elements of it as annoying as I was? Or were you finding it really enjoyable? So I don't know, comment down below, let me know what you think. I'm just really not all as impressed as I was really hoping I was gonna be, but we'll see. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time.